questions.
That's it.
Beautiful.
With John Hastings.
We'll never know.
Why, thank you once again. We all board the fine ship question and set sail for blowhardery. I'm, of course, John Hastings, and welcome to Questions with John Hastings. Producer Paul, let's have today's question.
Hi, John.
Hi,
Today's
Paul.
question is, can you start a fire with a magnifying glass on the moon?
Oh, fuck me dead. I don't know. I wouldn't see there. Okay, let's start at the beginning. I have a theater degree from Concordia University in Montreal. That is a left-wing asshole university. Like, do you remember that party you went to in university or college and there was a bald woman there and she was cradling a guitar but not playing it? Imagine if that was an educational institution. That's where I went. A lot of opinions, a lot of passion. I know a lot about surrealist playwrights that were operational during the period between World War I and World War II. Here's what I do not know about. Pretty much anything to do with the moon. So, let's work through this using the information we have, and maybe we'll get somewhere. And if we don't, fuck. All right, so, okay. No, there's no way light is affected by the moon. The moon, the gravity thing would be different than Earth. There'd be a pressure thing different than Earth. But there's no way that there is going to be it's not like existence is different up there. You know what I mean? So you'd have to be able to light. The sun is going to shine. I assume it's going to shine differently because it's not going through an atmosphere. So I don't know if that affects the magnifying glass. And then you'd have to hold it up. Here's the other thing. I don't know if it would. No. Go fuck yourself. Before we fucking start anything, this is a fucking trick question. Everyone take off your science hats and put on your I won't be fucked trousers. No, you couldn't start a fire on the moon with a magnifying glass. It's too cold. Is that possible? Yeah, and there's no oxygen. What am I fucking talking about? Trying to figure out if you could. There's no oxygen. It's too. What? No, you couldn't start a fire. You need the main thing that go fuck yourself. Not going to work at all. So no, the answer is no. But I want to point out, that this should have been 4 seconds, and it should have been no, and we played the jingle again. And I'm glad, by the way, I got to where I needed to get to with answering that question, but we did the long yards on that one, and I am glad my critical thinking kicked in. Oh boy, that could have been real embarrassing. That is one where you could have sent some real mocking. I feel like I'm still going to get a couple of emails of actually, here is how you would do it. If you would like to send an email, it's John Hastings at johnhastingspodcast@gmail.com. And you can't start a fire with a magnifying glass on the moon. A good question, though. Jesus Christ. Yeah, because that's a real curveball. Also, there's something about that question. Did anyone else feel it was very Victorian? You know what I mean? That seems like something that was said to the protagonist of Around the World in 80 Days or something ridiculous, by the way. By the way, I have not reread Around the World in 80 Days, but I guarantee that is glossing over some British imperial crimes. Like, there is no way that India comes across appropriately. I don't remember if India is featured in Around the World in 80 Days, but if it is, he probably meets up with Clive of India, and they're rocketed across the continent in some sort of vehicle that's powered by the skulls of the people that live there. And you would need to use that in some sort of stove that has fire, and for that fire to work, you'd need oxygen, which doesn't exist on the moon. Holy shit. I am still proud of myself for figuring that out. See you tomorrow. Moon me. Question with John Hastings is produced by Dark Horse Digital with Paul Daniels. John Hastings is still impressed that he figured that question out. Or did he?